games were at Malmo, and they actually only lost to NIP out of all three of those as well. They had a tie-break with CLG, but they managed to win the one out easily enough. But for mousesports, Liquid, Astralis was 16-5 for them in ECS quite recently as well, and Hellraiser's already having fallen to mouse on this map.
There are very rare occurrences where Na'Vi drop these results. There have been some surprises, but as you said, this is a top-tier map for them. And I think it was highlighted on the desk. They're going to be angry at this as well. So the knife's already done. We are live into the game. mousesports up on the T side. CT side being Na'Vi, and there's Guardian already. This guy making a name for himself on the pistol more than anything recently, which is even more terrifying. But I think the B hit's about to come in, and, well, Flamey's going to have to wait and receive what's on the way.
Yep, classic rush B, don't stop, push over towards this side, but Flamey's been able to hold on at least for the moment. Edward is already trying to get himself around into position as well, and Guardian just hanging on. This is good news for Na'Vi. If they can just hold a bit longer, they'll have the reinforcements, but it's traded out. Spitty does manage to get one, but is dropped. Guardian gets two quick ones there as well. It's actually a huge round for Guardian. Gets 5 in the end.
I said at the start, this guy's becoming more and more of a beast with the pistol, and now he can instantly go to the AWP. If you want to see what happens when you piss off Na'Vi, you've just seen a really good start.
And I'm telling you, there's not good blood between these two teams. The way things went down with the veto process, I can guarantee you, I won't say too much, but there's a reason for Na'Vi not to be huge fans of mousesports right now. Guardian kicking things off in style.
Yeah, that's sick, and they already know what's coming up against them. But then again, Chris J will love to pick up the AWP as well, the scout. And it's actually Spitty going for that this time. But again, Na'Vi focusing a hell of a lot towards mid. They know they're coming up against pistols. They want to deny any avenue in towards this map at this point and just deny any form of money to be built up for the T side here. Tech9's an armor, or a Tech9 and armor left, and Chris J, of course, with that scout now being picked up. But Na'Vi just placing that noose around the neck of mouz right now. Chris J's fallen, and yeah, this is Na'Vi angry.
Yeah, this is next on his own now as well. Nothing but a Tech9 to protect him against, well, Na'Vi pushing straight in towards him. Very much a MM strat there from Chris J, just to wait for Spitty to drop the rifle so we could pick it up in spawn. But again, it's not going to really come to fruition at all. It's just one kill for the entirety of mousesports, and that's Spitty's, of course, that he got else earlier on pushing onto that side. It's already 7-0 for Guardian. That second round AWP is just so devastating.
Yeah, you know, if you talk to teams who play against Na'Vi classically, your Luminosities, they've even said on maps like this or any other map, they'll play to try and keep the economy as low as feasibly possible to keep that AWP away from Guardian as long as they can, because the impact that he has even later into the games is massive. Now for mousesports, the best you could hope for here would be a bomb plant of some variety, maybe get a gun away, but yeah, look at these nades coming in. This is going to be pretty devastating. Zeus can just sit here quite calmly. Does actually get outdone by Nico. No Deagle to be seen, but he doesn't clearly need it. And there's the UMP to come in and clean up. That's a good bit of additional money for Edward. And now look at the money that Na'Vi have built over these first couple of rounds. Edward sitting almost on 10k here. This is quite scary. And for mousesports, because they got so few kills, they didn't get particularly any bomb plants throughout this. Yeah. Their money's going to be very weak. The economy is pretty low here. Yeah, Chris J is going to go for the glass cannon. They have no mollies. They have very limited flashes and smokes. They're going to be building, this building with very little here into this round. So again, going to be a tough one, and they want to get long control. It looks like Na'Vi, they're playing very aggressive here.
Yeah, and why not as well, Guardian? This is true aggression, pushing up here towards Longhouse. He's not going to see anything for the moment. It's actually just Spitty and next sitting on the other side of this one here as well. And Na'Vi almost trying to imply that they're sitting back and trying to hold mousesports at bay, but that's not the case. This aggression, Edward even going in as well. And
they actually left mid completely absent of players at the very start of this. Now they've retracted back. They showed some dominance at long, but now they go back to more of a default. Nico, however, already got himself through those double doors, so they know no one's really playing close. And that's going to allow the likes of Next to start picking up kills. Sees now spots them playing towards mid. The bomb is on Next, so it looks like it should be a mid-B split, but they're kind of going in dribs and drabs here, which is allowing Na'Vi to just lay the smack down, and that's Flamey coming in with the double. And mouz are in tatters. 2 left, though. Chris J needs to get to work with this AWP. He needs to find an opportunity here. And Na'Vi play pretty much one on each side and Zeus in the middle and see what information they can find.
The B split not working out at all for mousesports now. And Zeus will just wait around the corner, and that's an AK drop. It's next to fall. He'll pick that one up for himself. Chris J wants to get aggressive, but his toe's getting a little bit toasty, in fact, and he's just going to be pressured down. There's nothing the man can do. And that investment, it had to be made, but mousesports with no plants, they had very, very little residual funds. And now they go back to the pistols, whereas Na'Vi, I tell you what, they're really building up bank at a rate of knots.
This is kind of scary. I don't know what to say. I love the aggression on long then. The double orbs are out to play. You notice, of course, the economy is going to be completely flush. And for mousesports, it's Tech9, touch of armor, a little bit of utility. So they could do a nice mid to B split here, or they could just do an all-in, rush it, try and overpower them with the Tech9s. And I think that's what we're going to see. Flamey's already here, as is Guardian and Seized. And they've got a really nice crossfire. Seized maybe overstepping then, doesn't want to lose that AWP. and that's allowed Next to cross, get the shot towards Flamey. Next gonna find another, good damage done, recovered the AWP, they could do some work with this. There's Next finding Zeus. We're into 3v2, now Guardian's already low, and Edward is already just trying to catch up.
Flamey lost cheaply and Zeus being caught out now, and Guardian just has to try and make something, but he gets taken down very, very quickly. Edward at least can poke his head in for a quick hello. No time for the cup of tea though, it'll just be the one kill for him to back away. Now the Molotov not going towards where he would have liked it to. Dennis was sat in the corner and stayed safe, and now we're down to 11. Gonna be a tight one, but Dennis gets the last shot in there with that Tech 9, and mousesports do get themselves one back as well on nothing but pistols and a smidge of utility. Mousesports get themselves the double AWP.
Wow, that was scrappy, but mousesports got it done. Maybe I didn't like how close they were playing with our AWP. Guardian, of course, had to do what he did, but then, I don't know. Na'Vi clearly maybe getting, not necessarily ahead of themselves, but very aggressive. And this is what we saw in the opening rounds, the earlier gun rounds, is a 3-stack towards long, but actually Mouse are going for the fight on it. Edward's already got himself to pit, but not into cover. Nico's claimed his scalp, and now Guardian's forced to back away. Mousesports are having to play so hard just for opening control, but this time they're starting to get it, and Nico's at the forefront here.
Guardian almost got caught himself, actually. He managed to buy himself a couple seconds to get away back through the smoke, but it was dicey stuff. Now he's just going to chill right back at Goose, but not seeing any action as well. So definitely has to communicate to his team that it might be a delayed push here, as well as Chris J fancies to work on towards short. Molotov is just going to delay his progress.
Again, though, I would say, if you ever want to see Guardian in form, watch him on that A platform. He's absolutely sick. But Zeus is trying to get some information here and try and find a way back in. Guardian's already been shut down, so they're going to try and single them out. They've given up on A. They're basically playing retake here. Chris J's been singled out and caught. That's a pretty easy pickup. Now we're down to a 3v4. There's still one on site. That being Flamey, he gets swept aside. And mousesports are gaining some brilliant control here from long. They are playing hardball right back at Na'Vi. Zeus and C is going to have to back away from this. There's no way you're going to retake with this few people. They have no steps towards short at this point. Speedy's already watching long. And mousesports making the most of it. They don't really want to be dropping guns. They want to keep as much as they can at this point. If they could hunt down maybe one, that'd be great. But again, Mouse know what they're up against now. And that was a brilliant play on long. They outdid that 3-man stack, pushed straight through, overwhelmed. They took down Guardian on the side, and that's a rarity amongst itself, because that guy, I tell you right now, anyone who's watched Na'Vi playing Dust 2, whenever you see him on platform on A, right where their bomb is, he becomes this turret, and it's just terrifying to watch. So taking him out is a perfect step. Nico getting the first was another good point.
They actually brought up the double AWP that round, Na'Vi as well, to try and answer against mousesports' resurgent momentum, but Guardian got smacked down. C's got the one, but it was in the after plan. It was sort of after the fact, trying to play from CT onto a stacked A side. It's just not going to work out. Now, they can go for that again at least, and money somehow still in their pockets, at least from those first few rounds, so they will play in again with the double AWP. One was lost last round. I think Chris J, yeah, I don't think Zeus even saw him in mid. Chris J had a chance, but he missed a bit of a sitter shot picking out there from tunnels, and they're just going to go with the one this round. But most of Na'Vi actually on towards his A side. This may have been called very, very well.
Yeah, this is great. Again, Edward gets absolutely outdone. Mouse just pouring players in towards long to try and get that opening pick, but Flame is playing on the edge of that smoke well, but not well enough. The molly just burns him alive. Now, mousesports trading really effectively, losing out on Nico, but gaining presence. Now, Chris J's already snuck himself up on short, so they've pincered in the Na'Vi players, but this is where Guardian can be dangerous. Let's see how much damage he can do, if any.
Yeah, last round not so great. Zeus in the smoke with a Max 7, not going to get him anything at all, and Guardian just gets just the one, goes for the second, and is not going to be able to get it. It's Nex who will take him down, and now Seized, again, stuck in the middle of the map. It's the second time in a row Na'Vi have been in this position. Not much the man could really do trying to come across from that B side here, and Na'Vi answered mousesports with 4 players on towards long, but the utility use from mousesports actually just completely put them into disarray.
Na'Vi need to find the answer to this puzzle. How do we solve this long push? Because if I was Mouse, I'd keep doing it until it's, until I break the economy of Na'Vi, which they've almost done here. They're going to really force these guys down low. So C's needs to be very careful with playing for exits here. They are starting to look for it as well. You can see Dennis and Nex moving away, of course, to try and stave off the damage from the bomb plant. But still, Chris J is actively looking here. But still, this is where Na'Vi need to think of how do we solve this. We've been stacking 3 players on long. It worked relatively well at the start, but once Mouse got that utility, they're able to smoke out the corner of it. They've been mollying us deep. They've been doing the flashes very, very well. Time flashes, bear in mind, and Edward's been overrun. How do we now play this? Do we play far more passively? Do we put players back towards the side? Do we play retake on A? At the moment, their money's so low, they can't particularly do that, but this is a perfect time to discuss it, to think, okay, well, how do we get around this? Because, to be fair, the amount of teams these days who do play that passive retake towards A is actually quite a few, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to this, but again, let's see what C's can do this round.
So he's good pick there as well towards Chris J. That's that one AWP doing work. Guardian was lurking around mid as well, just in case it was going to be dropped initially. We saw Guardian mostly play aggressive mid to try and stop the mid to beat from mousesports in the early rounds. But now the long push being an issue for them as well. So they do really need to hedge their bets correctly. And Edward is going deep for this one. Should hear those footsteps just above him. Of course,
Spitty has the bomb. This is a problem now. They've got the bomb in a really awkward spot. Nex is pretty much... He could be outdone by Guardian here with Flamey just behind. This is actually very dangerous. Now, okay, Guardian gets taken out. That's not the biggest issue. Look at Zeus. These positions are outstanding.
Sick.
How did they leave that bomb in spawn? They had complete control along. They left the bomb in spawn for mouz, and they get picked up. Edward just plowing up mid. He was like, all right, if you're going to absolutely screw me on long, I'll do right back to you in mid.
C's got the early pick straight down the guts in mid as well. And I think that Edward saw that as his opportunity to go forward. Almost the assumption that mousesports would stack a little bit heavy towards long. So he managed to sneak up and obviously just completely derail mousesports.
And Na'Vi is still doing a similar 3-play down long. They're keeping Zeus and Guardian a little further back this time. Edward's going to get flashed in on the corner, but mouz aren't playing their game anymore. They're done with that. They have more in that playbook to go to. Back to more of a default start, just playing through the B-tons. This could be a mid to B split. They could work up short. Plenty of options. They have some mid control here, but Zeus could cause an issue. He's already retracted back to CT. They haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, no smoke in CT just yet, but Zeus should be expecting it. And it does come down as well now. It just has a hope to Molotov through and delay a little bit. But Flamey already on side, getting the action done. His next is going to fall down as well. He's checking towards tunnels. He may be pincered on, but it's a slower push here from mousesports from that side. And Zeus, at his complete leisure, can step into mid and get the pick. But Chris J on towards Flamey at the B side. It's not quite secure yet, though, as Edward is reinforcing quickly. And Dennis and Chris J haven't crossed yet.
Yeah, great flashes coming in, but Chris J's still doing damage. And he's not done just yet. It's Guardian against Chris J. 1 minute left. Both have the AWP here. And right now, I don't know who I'd put my bet on. Chris J's going to take his time. Why not? He's got a minute to play with. He can slow that pace right down. Make Guardian guess. Make him think, would he go A? Would he come back through mid? Start making Guardian second guess and you might have a chance at this. Gone down to the P250 here just in case maybe Chris J would make a quick play. But actually, look, Guardian's gone and had a little peek in towards B. But while this happens, Chris J already starting to think about A. But this is going to be after a quick run here from Chris J. He's down to 30 seconds. And Guardian can see that cross if he quickly goes down towards CT. Yeah. So again, this is going to be down to the wire here. He does have no smoke for Chris J. He has 2 flashes and molly. And it's all about timing now.
Oh, the percentage for Guardian to get a retake of this kind on towards A after Chris J plants is pretty darn low, and he's just not going to see it as well. Guardian's still adamant that it's going to be a plant at B, and fortunately, the wall has well and truly been pulled over his eyes. Now he knows he needs to go in towards CT, and just a quick check towards mid. But again, he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and make it over towards A here while Chris J gets the bomb down and can set himself up.
He didn't quite plant directly for short. But now here comes that retake, and Guardian's going for this one. I think Chris J just saw him, so Chris J now has to drop him, and he just spanks the shot. 4 kills coming in for Chris J. Perfectly played to the time, with under 10 seconds left on that, bearing in mind. And well, that's going to be frustrating for Na'Vi if I've ever seen around. They wanted a clean match here, you know, Mitch. They wanted to get all that round difference. They wanted to just get a nice, clean score. And mouz doing this is just adding insult to injury. They're going to have to kind of claw this one back. And still, it's you know, you can argue how sided this map is, T to CT. Some teams are just more confident on one side to the other. But mouz going back to what looks like they're a long take here with 4 to 5 players now lining up. And this time only Guardian awaits. I say only Guardian.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's just one man, but sometimes we have our doubts. It's a great little shot. It was pretty much full wide there as well. The timing for him was just stellar. Dennis is going to fall, but he's going to have to give up some ground. But now Guardian at least looking like he's set his feet a little bit more, actually heading in towards short. So maybe see Na'Vi just try and hold from there at the moment. On mousesports, consider this push on long.
There was a couple of smokes up in mid that kept Na'Vi guessing, essentially. That mid take has maybe left a bit of an impression in their mics. They still kept a lot of players focused towards it. However, Guardian's pulled himself back to long. They've seen nothing else. Zeus is playing very close to the edge of that smoke, but no steps have been heard. But they're going to find out very soon. mouz are waiting, and here we go. Spitty and next will be the ones playing towards the side. Bomb is not there. They've not committed with the bomb just yet. They're trying to find out exactly what Na'Vi are up to.
Yeah, but Nico and Chris J are waiting in the wings just to see if they're needed here. But Zeus now going to come for the peak, and he actually gets taken down. In the meantime, Edward, though, the pistol shot working, but he gets gunned down next, making life so hard for Na'Vi on this side. And now it's going to go back in the other direction. Guardian peeks out and gets a shot. There's going to be Chris J just mowed down. Great hold. Guardian and Flamey stunning from them, 2 apiece, and they'll get themselves AWPs as well.
You know what? I've got to say it though. I started to believe in Nex in that round. I was gonna give him a little bit of grief in the mid to B split they did because he stepped out ahead of the others. He kind of went through the mollies that were put down in essence and kind of tried to make a play. He got caught out there, but then you saw individually how dangerous he could be, but as you said, Na'Vi playing it well, not over-rotating initially, they held their own, and then they put everyone on the side once they knew that's exactly where they were. But mousesports again, going to try and just plow the way through long. They're fantastically getting the initial control, but look at the damage they've received just for that.
A Molotov that they all walked over. They had to walk over, I understand, but it's left them critically damaged here going into this one with nothing but pistols to work with. Na'Vi have the double AWP. They have everything they need. And the smoke is still going to be waylaying mousesports as they try and approach that. It's the nade to finish. Chris J probably should have seen that coming there as well. Shoulder peek for Speedy just a pixel too far, and Guardian is going to be more than happy to claim that one now. Smoke flash, every trick in the book being used here. And Nico with the deagle from long. Beautiful stuff here, but still mousesports have to work with 3 crippled players.
Yeah, they are down low. Next is down to 17. Dennis already gets swept aside, but there's still Nico, and there's still that deagle in hand, but can't do any more. 2 kills is always going to claim. And that bomb is not in a good spot here. Flamey and Zeus to get through and seized on the rotate. Next, what can you do?
Yeah, the element of surprise at least, but unfortunately that ran out pretty quickly. And Na'Vi able to shut down there as well. I mean, that round prior to the one we just saw was pivotal there as well in the way that it took mousesports' momentum away. They'd just gotten one back. Yep. Maybe build something off the back of that. It looked like a very commanding push, but this long A push now, granted last round, no guns, just a bit of utility, might be getting a bit old for mousesports.
Yep. Again, you know, it's Zeus has gone hunting. He's got the MP9. He knows that they're on an eco. Na'Vi's economy could have been broken last round. You know, the win-loss for a CT is not pleasant, but Zeus knows what's coming his way. Gets a nice little quick kill towards Dennis in the end, and Edward holding the top of mid. So supporting Zeus, allowing him to focus in on one direction. And mousesports, again, if they can get a plant or anything, that'd be absolutely sick here. They don't have much to work with. The P250 Chris J, Deagle with Nico. Zeus again just racking up the funds, trying to stabilize the economy as much as possible. Nico, not this time. That Deagle gets put away, and now Chris J left in a 1v5.
Yeah, and the bomb is out in the open as well. That's the problem with Nico getting taken down. The grenade is definitely going to hurt, and Na'Vi read that one like a book. Nice and easy for them here, 8-4 in that round, and again, just solidifying a bit more. You know, even Guardian last couple of rounds, he's been forced away from long. He's been, you know, kind of shoved out of his position, but he always seems to find another one and be able to turn things back around, and the heat is definitely on the Germans at this stage. Yeah,
it really is. Let's see what they can do. They're back on a decent buy here. It's the question of do they keep going long? Do they try it again? The mid to B hits have been hit and miss as well. They've been a little bit shabby's a harsh word. They're playing against Na'Vi, but they haven't been as maybe proficient as they'd like. Sure. And now Dennis is going to be smoked out. Get some good damage actually done just towards Zeus by spraying in towards the smoke, but mousesports this time going to try and exploit a little bit more towards mid, but sees Eagle rattles off. He does have the AWP to play with, and sees finds Nex out of nowhere. And Nex just can be pushed back, and that mid to B split again, pretty scrappy.
And that's the aggressive presence in mid from Na'Vi. You see them pull it out. They'll either stack 3 players to long and try and shut mousesports down there, or they'll stick an AWP right in between the doors and get him to just prevent mousesports from easily leisurely smoking in towards CT and head to B. So, to be fair, both of mousesports' strategies that are being relied on, Na'Vi can respond to, or at least have been responding well. Nico has snuck himself onto this site, kind of like Get Right, but unfortunately his success not going in the same direction. It's going to be Flamey to pick him up. And now it's just Chris J with Guardian very, very close by up on short as well. And there are players watching him in mid. Really limited options here, but he's going to have to go for it, stand and deliver. And Flamey will be more than happy to finish him off. 3 for him.
Now I have Adam in the answer in my head. Thank you. It's very nice
of you.
My pleasure. But yeah, for mousesports this has been a bit of a testing time. 9-4. Again, mousesports are a very good side on DOS 2, I feel. Yeah. Again, so a Na'Vi. So this sort of scoreline isn't to be too surprising at this point. I wouldn't be surprised that maybe we see mousesports a little more prepared on their CT side. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what we come up to. Because again, their economy's been so trashed at this point. Na'Vi have definitely recovered here. They do have the 2 AWPs in play still, and only Deagles and a singular flash with Nex. So there's not a great deal for Mouse to work with. Again, trying to work through mid, trying to find a couple of kills, trying to open up an avenue that will work for them. But Zeus is playing this really nicely as well. He hasn't been caught out just yet, but this time he will. Nico with that Deagle being so deadly and gets a follow-up as well. Sees gets punished by B, leaving Flamey solo on B. You've got 2 on A, and they can guess where these players are. So now let's see what Mouse do with this information. Yeah,
I'm not surprised to see Chris J back off. Nico's carved an alcove here into the middle of the map. A lot of control for him, but no smoke available. So, oh my lord! Good morning, Germany. That was Nico on fire there. We just got completely wrecked. I'm not sure how he managed to work that one out, but still, it's another kill on the way to a mousesports round win here. Looks like it might be the A work. Chris J and Nex are coming in from long here, and Nico again might have a little bit more for us on show. We know what this guy can do with a Deagle, but Guardian will shut him down.
And mouz just... I don't know how the hell that got so close. Chris J, you've got a Glock. This probably won't work as well. If you can somehow take down Guardian...
First fire, boys.
That'd be great, but it's not going to happen. So, my God, Nico, stop doing that, please. Like,
it's unbelievable.
We can't even pick it up on the replay. It's so fast.
It was just a clean flick across. That's at least 100 degrees that he turned there as well. Insane stuff from the man.
Some may say inhuman reactions.
An AWP brought up here, at least for mousesports in this round. I mean, they had very little to work with last round. They almost made it work, but here, last of the half. Let's see what they can do here. Again, this aggressive positioning in mid. Going to spot the thing out, but Chris J gets the pick on long. Yeah,
Chris J had the spawn for it, made the most of it, and now finally gets an opening. But again, Zeus has been playing mostly towards mid. This 3-stack to long may come back to haunt Na'Vi again. Let's see if it does. Chris J again wins out on the battle with Guardian. It was Nico's turn last round. He wants to go at it. And now Na'Vi left with 3. We've got Flamey over on the B side. We've got C's playing up on short, and Edward still unable to commit to long. He's not too sure where to go because mousesports haven't really committed. And look at all that utility they've got to work with. They can paint this map whatever color they want at the moment. And already going to flash out towards C's, force him back, and an instant push from it. But they didn't expect Edward to be watching the push-up, and they lose out on Nico. So again, they have players to spare at this point, and it looks like Flamey's going to get tested here. It's only logical to make the mid to B now as well, losing a player on short. They know that there was 2 there, and now with Flamey down, they know there's no one up on that B side as well. Edward even a Molotov at his feet, but he still manages to fly his way up on towards the box, and a grenade thrown through. But Edward, a hail of bullets are meeting him through the smoke here. The bomb goes down, mousesports with 4. Solo has to back away from this, depend on the work coming in from C's, but look who's going around the back. Chris J gonna hop down, finds 1, and finds a second. That's 4 kills for him. To start with, he got the pick on long, then he found Guardian, and then closed it as well. Just pretty brilliant stuff going on already for Na'Vi here. They came out pretty much swinging this one, it seemed. So to close out in that fashion in the first half was pretty solid. So that's half-time. We're going to cut quickly to D-Man as well for an update on the other matches.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on camera. I'm just going to talk to you guys and say hello. Hey. How you doing? Yes, so score updates. Let's keep you going. G2 are 10-5 up against NIP right now. That was the CT side on Cobblestone. They won 10-5.
Oh my god.
So you couldn't get much closer on that one. Envy are 10-3 up on FaZe. That's over on Inferno. Dignitas are currently 7-5 against SK. We don't really care about that one at the moment. What we do care about is Astralis are beating Fnatic 9-3, 10-2. At the moment, and that is on Overpass. Na'Vi, obviously you know that one because we are playing it right now. And Flipside, 9-3 up over Virtus Pro. So some bonkers matches, but the main one, the fact that it's 10-5 and 10-5, and remember it's still that 7-round differential. That's the big key, and currently it's still looking good for G2.
Yeah, but it's looking even better for mousesports in this round. So thank you, Lee, for keeping us up to date. We'll be jumping back in with you, I assume, towards the end of these games to get those updates coming through. But here comes that B hit. Na'Vi are trying to make their play, but look at these counter flashes coming in. They're perfect. Dennis able to take down Flamey. Next finds Edward, and Na'Vi are being slaughtered here. Unbelievable. mousesports getting that first round under their belt means a big difference now. Yeah, no doubt about it as well. And Na'Vi, I don't know if they know the scores happening in other games, but that G2 one is of specific concern to them. Round difference is what they're thinking about at the moment, Na'Vi, especially if they're expecting to at least win 1 map here. But even that's not certain at this stage as mousesports open with a great pistol, and this straight in towards a couple of UMPs and a scout as well. Here for Chris J. Sees is using his own straight down mid. Did get a slight tag on Dennis, if I'm not mistaken, and now Chris J may even look to challenge him. But Na'Vi are grouping up towards top of mid here. Still uncertain because a strong mousesports presence here on long A, and they can definitely catch out Na'Vi if they just walk into this. They might go short. They could do. All right. So you've got the kind of like the bodyguards, and the beauty between the Deagle and the Scout, one tag to the other is essentially a kill. So if you get the Deagles just doing a little bit of damage, kind of getting a shot, backing away, getting a shot, backing away, it allows C's to get that final kind of shot through. But then again, Chris J's a bit of a master on this. He used to pick this over and AWP sometimes when he could actually buy for quite some time, but goes for the jumping shot, doesn't quite hit it, but he spots him out, and that's all he could ask for. C's, however, finds Nico, so working down this A site. Now Chris J's panicking a little, he's on for the quick flash, still finds Zeus, goes back in again, can't hit the shot, but Na'Vi still tentatively working up towards the site. The flash comes out, blinded. They start to get picked apart, and Chris J holds this round together with Nex and Spitty. Yeah, perfect stuff there as well. mousesports making themselves scarce on the lower side, so Na'Vi had no confidence pushing forward. They weren't able to pick Chris J off. The flash he threw back over his shoulder didn't actually really get anyone, but it was a flash thrown in from CT that put all 4 of them together in a ball and pretty much stopped them, and then mousesports just started to pick away at them as well. So that's entirely necessary round coming up here for the Germans if they want to get back in this one. Definitely what you would expect is Na'Vi got very, very close to that site, but were shut down eventually. Chris J going to stay here with the scout, build up some money.
No huge weapon changes here for mouz in a fairly clean round.
Again, round difference is going to be in the back of Na'Vi's minds. They know it. And this was meant to be their pickup. Let's just be very honest on this. If you look to the two maps, you don't even look at cash. If you're Na'Vi, you're like, okay, we need to do that damage right here, right now. There's no two ways about it. Here comes the flash and the quick run through. Kind of like Fnatic-esque on Inferno, if you want to look at it that way. Sadly, no one playing close to mid for mouz. They've kind of put themselves pretty far away. Not actually putting anyone in mid, maybe exploited later into the gun rounds, but for now, that's beyond the point. Na'Vi were looking for a quick, easy gun away and try and work with it. Not going to get it. So now, can we squeak out a plant? Probably not, because Nico and Chris J racking up the kills.
Yeah.
And those were with the UMPs as well, so additional money coming in.
Yeah, scout kill, UMP kill there as well. And you can see money looking pretty good right now for mousesports. Na'Vi, they tried for something in the mid to B, but I think it was Nex who was just set up in the window with one quick kill. I think we saw Na'Vi just trying to exploit maybe their mobility or lack of desire to move for mousesports. But with Nico and Chris J at one side, it's never going to be an easy feat. The Guardian has himself the AWP. It is a buy round. He is glass cannon at this stage as well. To see how he challenges out mid. There's a player that snuck through the smoke. That's Spitty in lower tunnels.
Spitty, this is dangerous. But it's not when Nex does that. Attention pulled one way, Nex pushes the other side, and now Na'Vi have no control over B. They're going back towards trying to take their mid control. Again, though, it's kind of dangerous for mousesports. I actually like B-sided aggression, as long as you have someone playing towards A, maybe on the site, because at the moment, Zeus is having a whale of time going, hey guys, there's actually no one here, and I get the first shot on Nico, that's awesome. And suddenly they've got control of A. So mouz, good intuition towards B, but then kind of not seeing the bigger picture here that Na'Vi read perfectly. Yeah,
they left themselves a little bit light on the A side there. I like the pincer through tunnels. A good bit of aggression on the CT side is nice, providing you have the safety net, I guess. But C's has such a great spot here at the top. I mean, it's going to be an easy catch out there on towards Dennis, and he can continue to apply pressure. Now, mousesports have to go. They've got no choice. They just can't really sit around and bide their time here, or they're going to be pretty much counted out from the back, and it's going to be Guardian to fall. Bomb is down. Retake potential's there, but seized, and Zeus can lock it down pretty comfortably there. Is next to sort of jumping through. He was not sure where Zeus was going to be.
So Na'Vi back into some control. mousesports can still buy, though. This is still a good round for mouz. They still should be fine for money. They can drop and spread the money out if they need to. That's not an issue there. Even the utility should be fairly fine. Chris J, not perfect, ideally. He'd probably like a little bit more to work with, but he can still do the damage he needs. Whereas Na'Vi's money is still a little bit here and there. Flamey going for the Galil. Has that full utility, though, so he's perfectly well set as well. So a bit of a knife edge round here as well. This could cost mousesports a lot. Let's see what they get coming up into this one. They've gone for the 3 stack again. And look at this, no one playing short, no one playing platform, leaving mid completely open. And then 2 players playing long, and then 3 on that B side. This is very unique. It could allow Na'Vi to completely play up short quickly, but then you assume Na'Vi don't play up short quickly, do they?
That's right. No, it is Na'Vi as well. But their commitment towards long, to their credit, was fairly minimal. They didn't even actually peek through the smoke that Spitty was waiting on the other side of. So that does leave them open with time and with the men to actually make a push on towards short. And this may be exactly what they need here, because it's just Nico, really, for the most part. It's a 3 stack on B, as you pointed out. And this one man has to do a heck of a lot of work. But Na'Vi, again, classic Na'Vi style, not indecisive, but just deliberate.
Generally 40 seconds was the go timer for Na'Vi if you look classically at what they do, and it might just be that. Again, Edward has to get past Spitty to assist the others. Nico will be depending on Spitty to keep him safe, and he does. Spitty controls long, which makes Na'Vi's take towards A even more difficult. Nico can buy time with this molly, and Na'Vi's chances are becoming slimmer and slimmer and slimmer as mouz are giving them absolutely no picks here and making them play right towards that site. And did they just mess up that smoke?
Not sure, but there's a lot of smoke up on short either way. Nex actually gets on towards C's there through mid, and mousesports starting to flex their muscles a little bit now as Na'Vi do run out of time. Dennis in towards mid as well is going to be happy just to get away with the tag, and Chris straight through the door. It's Flamey to go down, and Zeus and Guardian have to try and get back and try and hold on to these guns. There's no hope of recovering this bomb really at any stage. Guardian thinking about an exit, but just trying to back away, and Zeus will show himself in mid. Nex wants to try and take the fight to him, and why not? Gets that gun out of his hands. It's not going to work out though, as Zeus does find the head, but eventually he's taken down by Nico, and Guardian has just got to stay alive.
And keeping those guns away was pretty integral. Na'Vi's money isn't great here, so yeah, 2k pretty much, and there comes the pause, and that's not surprising. I assume maybe that's Na'Vi here to discuss this T side specifically. Overall, their scoreline is still decent for them. They're 11-9 up. You know, it's not the end of the world, but the T side has been a little outdone, and the composure from mousesports on that CT side on that play, the 3 stack towards B, the 1 on long and 1 on site, I love that. It's kind of like, I guess you could call it, it was fairly similar to what we've seen a lot of the French teams do in a way, is we saw that B tunnel aggression, which is great as long as you have that player sitting on the site able to receive if someone comes barreling up short, right? Which is Nico now. Nico was a little bit out of spot before, but that's not the point. mouz have come into this with the perfect mentality in a way. This is going to be very hard for Na'Vi to break. However, it takes nothing away from their A hit. If they get that control, if they want to take on people like Nico, they can. But it also depends on Edward ensuring he gets through on long, taking down Spitty. And Spitty may not be top fragging, but as long as he gets that one kill, that's all that matters.
And that's a one-and-done spot as well. Spitty knew that with just Edward actually coming out of Longhouse with 40 seconds left in the round, it's an educated guess to say they're probably not here if they're so low on time, and that gave him the freedom, if he needed to actually go back and shore up the A site with Nico. But the rest of mousesports, you know, 3 players at B, that's a lot of players that you can use very, very quickly if you apply them to mid, and you saw just the aggression, they just made it that much harder for Na'Vi. And to be fair, yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of bias from Na'Vi yet in this half, but none of them, even some of their strats on the saves and the quasi-buys, just haven't really been that convincing as well. They're not showing much potency on the T side here, as mousesports seem far more comfortable, like you pointed out, and they are looking more confident.
And this is the thing, even classically on the maps that quote-unquote you'd want to play if you're a Na'Vi and mouz, predominantly Na'Vi of course, this is a very back-and-forth battle between these two. mousesports have done fairly well against you. Look at, Sivo coming in, the Pro Leagues in Season 2. These sort of results, mouz have beaten Na'Vi. It's not a completely one-sided affair. Na'Vi overall, probably you'd argue, are the...
the Sivo Season 8 final was huge for mousesports against Na'Vi.
Exactly. These guys can compete, so it's not like this is a complete turn-up for the books. But again, this is such a big game for Na'Vi. Let's see what they do. They have the Tech 9s, a P250, and they still have that AWP that they were able to save into the hands of Guardian, up against a pretty well bought up mousesports. So mousesports just want to see what buy they're coming up against, what sort of form they're coming up against, and this is the exact same sort of start here for mousesports.
Yeah, 3 to B still for mousesports here. Nico actually a little bit more forward from A, just checking towards long. He's going to gravitate back in that direction eventually. And Na'Vi, it might give them the simulation or the impression that they can actually make it mid to B, but they're going to be running straight into the 3 players who can actually set things up here a little bit. A flash comes out as well. That was onto Zeus. Now Chris J just lingering a bit. Guardian picks him off, and this might be the start of something for Na'Vi.
Yeah, C's already going back towards the B tunnels. Let's see if Edward joins him. He is. So, okay, this looks like that 3-2 split almost. Let's see if they still go for it. Next is going to try and face the music maybe there at that point. But it still gets flaming and gets away scot-free. That's a little bit worrying here. Okay, Na'Vi, what are you up to now? You've hit the brakes a bit. Where's the plan going to unfold to now? They still have a lot of smokes, they still have flashes, but their bomb is in B tunnels, and I think they're trying to get mouz to second guess themselves. Next already starting to maybe, look towards CT a bit more, maybe set that way, but here comes the, the big attack. Na'Vi starting to hit that B site, smoke goes in, and they have control of the site. A really well-constructed round from Na'Vi, and Guardian still stands, and still claims Dennis.
Good little flash coming in. It's allowed Nex to get in through the window. He may have a chance here. Guardian falls, but Nex himself is flashed up. Now Spitty and Nico trying to get over towards this side again. It's going to be smokes renewed towards the door, and Spitty has only one avenue of approach here. He's going to flash himself through anyway, but he'll seize the duck behind the box. Nico trades out at least the one, but he's got 2 players still to deal with. He gets seized through the box, and with 4 health, he's got 1 player left through the smoke. Some tagging. He gets it done with the USP, and he has time to defuse. Massive retake from mousesports. They left the side open, and it was Nico yet again to save the day.
Welcome to the Nico show, ladies and gents. 3 kills like that on the retake. I'm done.
This game is sick.
I'm done. I'm flat out done. You're on Nico, just take the crown right now. That is...
You see how it's set up though as well. Nico was like, hey Nex, can you just flash and back yourself into the side, and then I'm going to go and refrag.
The tasty bait, Nex. Just sacrifice yourself for me. But, wow, okay, Na'Vi's economy now is still no better. They... not necessarily forced around that up, but they knew that they were going to be poor anyway. There was very little chance they were going to work that out, but they still made it pretty costly. But what a round. And again, they've switched up again here, mouz. They have 3 on long-ish. 3 for, more towards A, and Nex and Dennis maybe expecting a B here, but they're going walkabouts here, which could be deadly. Na'Vi have 3 in those tunnels. They could trade out on this, but that's also the bomb. Yeah,
Guardian cleverly as well, just backing up and just watching that corner here as well. So Guardian may come forward, actually looking for this one. That might be his undoing. No, he gets a little bit of a tag there as looking towards Dennis as he's just trying to spray back. Mind you, the man doesn't have an AWP in his hands, so it would have been a lot easier perhaps if he did, but Chris J picks up Caesar now. It's going to be that mid to B split again. Nex is caught though. Maybe not such a good story this time for mousesports as they gun down. Na'Vi have control of this B side. Zeus is still in towards mid as well. He's going to be able to, I guess, deter any extra mousesports aggression as they try and get to B. They've got to play just a straight, clean retake here with 3 players, and a couple guns have been recovered by Na'Vi.
Yeah, this is good for Na'Vi. This is impressive, but well, Nico's still alive, so God Nico may return. Let's see.
It's just...
they're going for it. mouz are pretty close this one, so Guardian's still on the site, 2 in tunnels, Zeus holding mid. They know all 3 are going to be coming this way, so Guardian knows what he's up against. He's going to take the shot towards 1, manage to outdo him. Flamey finds Spitty, and there's Flamey doing some more damage towards Nico. So Na'Vi are not done just yet. They've recovered 3 guns, one being the AWP, which will be, I assume, passed back to Guardian, unless Zeus has a good spawn, but not going to do much with it. So Na'Vi are okay here, but the money, look at the money on mousesports.
It might be a full save here for mousesports at this stage. I mean, yeah, Nico at least trades up a little bit in terms of his pistol there, but the last couple of rounds have been so knife edge, of course, of the 1v1 situation that ended that, yeah, mousesports definitely haven't been building up bank in the background of this, and Na'Vi just chipping away at them bit by bit, still have themselves this 2-round lead. On Dust 2, they definitely need at least this one here as well, because the next one could go either way. But Nico getting a bit ballsy, challenges out there as well. Grenade coming a bit late, but he had the jump on Zeus. Spinny though as well, as Zeus turned around, managed to get the refrag at least, and Na'Vi sustaining significant casualties, just trying to get onto long.
What was that, Zeus? Just one of those moments that baffle me. And now Chris J has a great deal of damage done towards Flamey, but the round stays in control by Na'Vi for now. Tentatively pushing towards B, and NA spray down coming out from C's. Just, what was that? But they do get the shot through in the end. And again, bearing in mind, Mouse have no armor here. Like, predominantly they have no armor, so how the hell are there so much damage done is beyond me. But Spitty's recovered a gun. Considering the money is still extremely low for Mouse, this isn't a bad idea to keep hold of that weapon. Maybe then Spitty could play around with it, drop it out, try and make it work somehow as to how they want to form themselves in this round, because this will be Na'Vi on 13-10 pretty much comfortably. Comfortably is a strong word, but that will be the scoreline in this round without any more damage dealt. As
well, looking at the Astralis Fnatic game as well, we will see Astralis, if they get one map, I think they're 100% second place here, so they're looking comfortable enough. Fnatic, Astralis could actually have been out of the finals if they'd lost both games here as well, so they needed at least one, but of course Fnatic bringing in a new player from Team Preparation, I believe it was, another Swede into the lineup, if you read HLTV, so maybe some growing still required there as Plessing does exit the roster, and Spitty exits the battlefield, not going to be able to hold on to that M4 any longer.
And let's see the money. Yeah, that could have been very, very useful, and they're going for this one. They're buying up on this. So they've gone for the UMPs, the Scout. If they'd kept that gun, that could have been so much better, but they're going in on this. So Scout full utility, 2 UMPs, excuse me, Famus and the AWP on Chris J. Okay, risky investment, but I guess you got to go for it at some point. But all right, Na'Vi, what you've got here, Chris J already gets it going with a bang, finding Flamey, and look at Zeus instantly wanting to find the reply, but Chris J's had time to readjust, and now Zeus needs to step back. Chris J now actively playing mid is going to make Na'Vi reconsider how they're approaching this round. Chris J had previously been playing elsewhere, so maybe Na'Vi go back to their default, do that A hit that they like to do, but then where's Nico? Is he still here? Then Nico's not exactly playing, in the ideal position. He's got a goddamn Scout to play with, so they now know that, they hear that coming through, and Na'Vi is slowly getting this information. Yeah, the Molotov dropping short from Nico there. I think he expected Na'Vi to all be pushing, but still at least can buy himself some time, as Chris J trying to inflict some damage through the mid door, but Nico actually got the kill on towards Zeus, eventually from A on towards short, I'd say, with that Scout. That's not ideal at all here, and mousesports holding up pretty nicely with a very strange assortment of weapons, but it's still 2 AWPs in play for Na'Vi at this stage. And Chris J sitting in a nice little vantage point here as well, if Na'Vi even try and test their luck in towards mid. The flash comes out, Chris J's shot does not connect as there was no one to push. Na'Vi take their time here as well, crucial moments. Guardian has the angle. C's will be covering him off towards the B ramp hold. Edwards found Nico. That's weakened A quite significantly. They're down to 30 seconds, though, Na'Vi. They're going to make a quick rotate up short, straight towards A. Speedy can still make an issue out of this, but so far, Edwards trying to clear this out as systematically as he can. The rest of mousesports are en route. 20 seconds left. Na'Vi's certainly not under pressure here. They know that they've got time to play with at this point. Going to plant him for short, but look at that 3-play retake on short. Seized is there, and he needs to at least get one out of this, hopefully more. mousesports have no utility left to work with whatsoever. They can't even flash themselves onto short here. Now, Spitty opted not to try and challenge A side. He stayed back towards Longhouse and just wait and see if Na'Vi were actually going to pincer onto that one. But Guardian, he saw the shoulder as well. He's going to miss the first shot. Spitty just trying to tempt fate at the moment, and he knows he's probably better off just trying to keep himself safe. They're saving. Yeah, 4-gun save at this stage. I guess reasonable enough. It's rare that we see so many weapons saved, but in a case like this, and up against less players, no less as well, with a well-held sight, but Nex actually gets one, gets two. This might be a chance for mousesports to come forward, but Guardian is going to shut him down, and that bomb's going to go up one way or another. Money is everything at the moment, and that little bit of extra money is going to mean a lot coming into that next round. Hopefully Nex can get to a better weapon. Ideally, still not ideal. This is going to be very, very close. Na'Vi still dragging themselves forward. After that timeout, had a discussion, talked it through, and they've decided to make it work. A far sight better than it was. Now, looking at this overall, look at this buy. It is shoddy as you like. Next, gonna have to get the UMP. You know, this is I guess what you have to work with at this point. And now it looks like possibly a B hit gonna be coming through, but Christian gonna find Edward and make that a little bit harder to work with now.
It's the bare minimum of what you need as mousesports in this round. But Dennis might be getting a little bit risky. It's going to be some pressure on towards the B side, but Flamey quickly shut down, and C's thinking twice about trying his luck through the smoke. Now Na'Vi angling over towards mid, but Spitty's already coming in from the top of mid as well. He might have a chance here to get on towards Zeus. He spots him out. Can he get the spray down? He does. That's a gun on the ground as well. And yes, C still trade in, but Na'Vi are down to 2.
The mousesports now, 2 to each side. Dennis and Nex on B, Nico and Chris J playing A. Guardian against Chris J, up on long right here, right now. Chris J's gonna hear him, but Guardian still hits the shot. And I would be livid if I was Chris J. That could be the defining moment of this round. Nico now has to be the turret on A that he knows he can be, but he's only got a scout to play with, and Guardian's still going. He has 15 HP, and he is still not done in this round. 2 players now left for mousesports. They started with 4. These are the rounds that will haunt you. As Nex gets found, C's finds it. This is 2 apiece now. It's all on Dennis.
Guardian just getting a little bit fortunate there as well, not dying. Chris J tagged him as he came through Longhouse, but it was probably just a leg or something similar. And so the man lives on, and now Dennis has no choice. He's got to come forward. It is time as the tumbleweed rolls past. He knows it's 1v2. Guardian is low, but C's was there with the AWP and puts Na'Vi on match point. Huge, huge round for those 2 players as well. What, 4 between the 2 of them on AWPs?
2v4.
Stunning.
Okay, I'm going to be real here. mousesports, you shouldn't lose that, if I'm honest. But then again, it's very hard to stop players like Guardian going off. And Chris J hitting the leg shot.
Be mad as heck.
Yeah, that's moments that you won't forget in these games. And that will give Na'Vi, as you said, the foot almost on that finish line on the first map. This was the first, I guess, hill they had to climb the mountain to the next piece. Edward spots 1 by long. Speedy's already down in pit. And again, it's not over yet, but it's certainly looking like it's not far off.
Yeah, mousesports would have had a bit of confidence coming into this one, but Nico's going to back away. He's got nothing but a scout, and he was flashed as well. The nades come out, and Spitty has a very important role here. He's going to try and slow down Na'Vi, but they're going to press on towards him anyway. Smoke comes up. He's going to try and work around the fringes. Clever play from him, trying to stay alive, dancing around the bullets, and Zeus not able to spray him down. A flash coming in, but Spitty not able to hold on, but he can buy some time. Chris J, though, tagged up. Going to miss that scout shot as well. It's just Nex, the last hope for mousesports, and he's way in lower dark. No chance for him to really influence things in a big way now. He might be able to get Flamey, but there's a heck of a lot of other targets for him to get over.
You guess you got to go for it at this point, don't you? All right, Nex. Good luck. And after the first half, looking like Na'Vi meant business, the resurgence from mousesports into the early rounds of the second side looked good for them, but it looks like that noose has finally been placed around the neck, and it's Na'Vi claiming the victory over